God, y'all, school is over. If you're still going through it, God bless you. It's going to be over sooner than you think. Summer is right around the corner. So, everybody up top, everybody who is still, this might be your last week if you're up north somewhere. But we did it. Just know very few more days of dropping off, packing lunches, setting out clothes. Get off the phone. Did you do your homework? All of the things, right? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, that won't happen. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Because you know what? At the end of the day, okay, so this is the deal. So several of you told me about this video and wanted me to react to it. Okay. I watched it. Oh, you know what? Let me put it on 1.25 because that's what I listened to it on. I want to listen to it on 1.25. At the end of the day, I've said this for a couple of years now when things come up. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, sis. At the end of the day, I do reactions, reviews, and commentary. I don't put packages in the mail. Okay. I don't print a bunch of shit out on my computer. I don't do any of that type of stuff. So when I listened to this, I was thinking, oh, okay. I mean, if there actually really is someone out there doing that, then hopefully she'll track that person down. It ain't me. So at the end of the day, um, just because a reaction channel, there's plenty of people that do reaction videos every single day. What am I talking about? Keisha lost her shit again. She did a sit down video. I don't know if she sat there and wrote a script. I don't know if she came up with this and was like, "You know what? Let me find something to get people on the bandwagon cuz I can't. I guess because I'm not doing credit repair, credit reporting anymore cuz the attorney general said so." Let's just get into it. Apparently sis is mad, and I think she was talking about several different situations. I don't know who she was referring to as far as who would put something in the mail to her future in-laws. At the end of the day, baby, I do not care like that. This is one channel of many that I do reactions, reviews, and commentary on. It is nothing personal. Okay. It is a reaction, review, and commentary. I think that there are people out here who have vendettas and all kinds of stuff against people. I'm not one of them. That's not me. I don't know this person, never went to, I don't know her like that. I know her from this internet. Girl, it was like 25 stories all in one. And at the end of the day, let's just listen to it. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, because it's too many. It's too many at this point. Is this going to be centered enough? Hold on, let's see. Okay, that's good
The
enough.
way that I'm on this floor right now and have this little
I
bitty
mean,
corner to talk to y'all, whether
it's
it's not
giving.
because of the
I
crazy
needed
events that
something
took
to
place
talk
in that
about.
couch area, but my room is
It's giving. I needed something to talk about. Let me put something together. Let me try to defame someone's character, or some two, some three, some four, some five, some six. Some let me come up with something to talk about. Let me get it popping again, because when you know, my audience loves to get behind a cause. And their favorite cause is someone coming for me. So let me create a storyline around a lie on top of whatever else is going on weird. It's just funny to me how one person can have so much drama all the time. So let's talk about it.
I can't be in my room right now. And up here in the closet room, it looks crazy actually. Let me slide back on over here. Y'all just hurt myself. So I had to sit on the floor to talk to y'all real quick
Where's my
because I didn't want
avatar?
to
Hold on.
postpone doing this
Is this
video.
me right here?
I needed to have a conversation. It's crazy because this morning I wrote on my community post and never click post. So it's just literally sitting there typed out. And at this point, it don't even matter. Y'all gonna see the video tomorrow,
Is
or I
that?
may post
Oh,
it
I can't
when I
find
go
my
on my computer.
avatar.
Which, like
Hold
I
on,
said, I've
guys.
been super busy. I had an interview today, a very important interview today. The girls, of course, had their camp stuff, and I needed to be filming a brand deal, which I'm gonna try to film after this video is done. But I needed to get this video done because before I take Jai to her tumbling practice, I wanted to have the footage done so I can be editing while I'm there. And the other video was like a wig video. So hopefully it doesn't take long for me to install it. But anyways, how y'all doing? I was going to go live to have this conversation. And then I thought that through and I spoke to my attorney and she said, no, don't go live. You need to just do like an actual video format of this because you need to be able to be aware of like what you're saying, what you're posting, and just be mindful. And then when you're live, you're live. So I can't take nothing back. I can't edit nothing out for the most part. And it is what it is. And we're going to have an open
If
and
in fact she actually spoke to a lawyer, the lawyer said, yeah, you might not want to make accusations, unfounded accusations, and accuse people of things. So just, if you want to go and vent, go vent, but be careful.
candid conversation on my end for the most part because I'm at a
Yeah.
point where I need you.
The attorney probably was like, okay, you just paid me, have several seats. I highly, look, let's just let the story tell itself. Yeah, okay.
Guys' help. And I have not come on here. Oh, do I
Where
put this
is
on my
my
shirt? Is this on my
avatar?
shirt?
Hold on.
I sprayed something and I feel like I see some spots. So if y'all see something, that's because I sprayed something. But maybe my eyes playing tricks on me. I don't got my glasses on. But anyways, so
My
where was I
God.
with this? I don't even want to know. I don't even know where to start. Like I said, I was not.
Somehow, you know how Keisha over the years has been butthurt over people doing commentary videos about her. This is nothing new. It's just gotten around to me, and whoever else is doing videos at this moment, because she's clearly got time. Okay? Now, what did I do? Well, some of her subscribers probably were in the bushes and and came to learn about a set of circumstances that I'm sure most people don't want talked about. This lady gets on here and talks about that she is a public figure. There's no difference from De'Ara filing against Ken. There's no difference between like, if you want to talk social media, there are plenty of social media people who are involved in legal situations. You had Carmen and Corey. You had all kinds of people. You have that girl Zara and her boyfriend. I can't remember his name, but the guy who damn near blew half her head off. I mean, there are so many situations that's happening just with social media. Okay. All these social media folk. Okay. And if there's a public proceeding going on, anybody can talk about it. And they do. And they do. So I spoke about a particular situation. I've been keeping y'all updated on a particular financial situation that is a very public matter. She spoke freely about a situation that is a very public matter. She tried to beat around the bush. I brought the details and the facts, and she feels some type of way about it. And I get it. Whatever else, baby, I don't know what you're talking about. So she can do whatever type of investigations, whatever she thinks she needs to do. And that's fine, because then you'll get to the root of whatever you need to get to. Go ahead, do what you got to do, because I'm a grown ass woman. I sit here, I do the same thing on my channels: reactions, reviews, and commentary. So, no, you don't have to like it. You don't have to watch it. That's anybody who's watching. You don't have to like the subject matter. You don't have to like the particular content. You don't have to like any of it. And that's okay. I'm not here to please. Like, I'm not here to just kind of like, oh, well, this is what this person wants me to do. This is what that person wants. I'm here to do reactions, reviews, and commentary that interests me. And somehow there's a community that cultivated around people that want to hear something, whether it's on a particular topic, a particular information. They want to hear about controversy. They may want to hear about hypocrisy. They might want to hear about dumb people. They might want to hear about weird things. They want to be in a safe place where you don't necessarily have to always be politically correct and be on message. Okay. And on capping and caping for people who want that type of vibe. Okay. And that's it. That's all. Okay.
Not even gonna make a video, but my attorney,
Why
she told
can't I
me she
find
needed to make a
my
video. I actually have two attorneys involved right now
avatar?
with this matter. But let me just
First, did she say she has 2 attorneys involved? But by the end, I think she said she has 3 attorneys on this.
because I don't want to be editing all day and all night about this.
If you get a package, let's just say you get something weird from the post office, do you run and go get a lawyer, or do you run to the post office and start filing complaints or go to the police? What would you do? Let me just anybody just throw in the comments. If you got something weird in the mail, do you call the police? Do you go back to the post office and file some sort of a complaint with the post office? That's a government office, federal, right? Do you go back to them, or you call and you get 2 alleged attorneys?
I don't even want to edit nothing out. I just want to post it. I will be playing some receipts, so I guess I am gonna have to edit them. Anyways, so you guys know that I purchased this home last year, and of course, we always said that we were going to be like purchasing our forever home even after the last home that you guys showed. But y'all know throughout the duration of me being a content creator and influencer that I have gained the attention of some people who are just not good people. Y'all have literally sat back and watched me deal with things that are just not like normal. And I don't even want to go down the laundry list of those things because y'all already know. Y'all already know all the many things that I've had to deal with because of these bat-ish crazy people on the internet. And for me to be at this point right here, this week alone is absolutely crazy. Shout out to the 2 keys who text me over the last few days.
Shout out to the 2 people that let you know that I let them know through my video, not for you, but for the community at large, that at the end of the day, Camino Financial had settled their business, which was a default judgment due to no response. And I think sis is just salty about it. She's just salty. At the end of the day, I would be mad too if I owed $25,000. I would be mad too. Oh, you know why I can't, girl? I was like, why can I not see my avatar? And that's because I have this screen thing over. Duh. I was like, why is this not working? Okay. I
You're
understand
watching
now.
this, you know what I'm
I
talking
figured
about.
it out.
They text me to say, hey, are you aware of a specific YouTube channel in question? And I told them, like I tell everybody else who comes to me about this specific YouTube person, I say, look, I don't watch tea videos. I don't consume my time. Like,
They,
I'm
it's okay. You don't watch tea videos, okay? You don't watch tea. So I don't know. There's a certain segment of YouTube that calls my type of a channel a tea channel. I'm not a tea channel. I don't come to you all the time with breaking news about YouTubers or social media in general or even celebrities. We talk about primarily reactions, reviews, and commentary on most of the time YouTube channels, but sometimes TikTok, Instagram. It just varies. It is what it is. But I don't necessarily consider myself a tea channel. But maybe this is a tea channel. I'm just not. I don't use that term tea channel. But it's reaction videos. I would say. Okay.
a busy working mother. Like, y'all don't mind Draco down there making all the noise. I'm like, I don't watch stuff like that. I don't put it in my space. I don't care about what's going on. Even when we had our last major troll, it literally took 30 videos in before I even watched anything. People were telling me stuff, people were sending me stuff, and I'm like, why would I want to go watch somebody talking crazy about me? Like, I just don't get a high off of that, and I don't want to respond to it, so there's no point for me to see what they're saying, type of thing. So I never watched that. And this week alone, two people had sent me, which over the course of the last few weeks,
because you have a lot of busybody ass subscribers who, for some reason, me personally, I don't understand the motivation behind people feeling like, hey, you don't think she knew that people were talking about the fact that she got a default judgment in the sum of $29,000? And she claims she didn't know anything about it. So you might want to just say thank you. You might want to ask if the papers were sent to your previous address, either get your mail forwarded or find out where your mail went. But they've been trying to reach you for a whole entire year. And according to the documents, your husband, Mr. Anderson, signed for some things. That's what it says. It says they served Mr. Anderson, 6 foot tall and 40 years old, at a particular residence. You might want to talk to your man, sis, because if he didn't hand you the paperwork that you were being served, that's an internal user error over there. Okay.
a few people have DM me here, text me there, blah blah blah, and I like always say the same thing.
She would have to prove that she was like in outer space. The sheriff has, or whomever they used for service, has a signature from her husband. They said her husband, and he said his name was Mr. Anderson. That's where we got that joke from. So if you're in the bushes and want to know why we call or why I've referred to Jeremy, let me speak for myself, as Mr. Anderson, it's because the person who served Mr. Anderson, aka probably Jeremy, I'm assuming that would be the one man to answer this woman's door. Okay.
I don't watch that stuff. Don't bring that stuff to me. Like, I don't really care. Now, the last person specifically, I'm not gonna say her name, but she texted and we had a little conversation, and I was like, I'm gonna get my attorney involved. I'm going to
You know what? I'm gonna get
call
my
my attorney
attorney
and have him look into
involved.
it. So, thank you for the heads up, but I'm just gonna get my attorney involved. And after that conversation, my mother-in-law came over to my house, and she had, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna block out this information.
All right, let me stop on this. Hold on. Uh, apparently, Mrs. Pastel got a package. What is that over? Oh, she put some sort of something. Double-sided adhesive dots. What is that? So then they put private investigator and Watson Realty. Okay, so someone sent a package to Mama Pastel's house with a bunch of nonsense. You know how like you bring your kids to work day and they have a field day at the printer and the copy machine? I don't know if they even do that anymore cuz who's printing stuff out? Who's at the fucking copy machine? But it looked like a packet of nonsense, okay? She's trying to rally up her base. It's like she's trying to rally up her base for people to think that there's something weird going on. She loves to include her minor children to try to rally sympathy, like someone's coming for three. Nobody wants three kids. No one's coming for those kids. I think people realize that it's not those kids' fault that they got to deal with you. I'm just going to be honest. And we don't even talk about those kids over here. I barely even try to call out their names, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But sis, you're barking up the wrong fucking tree with this one. Okay. I suggest you run down to the post office and have them investigate. You got your fingerprints all over everything. This is about like when Jasmine said someone mailed something to her mother and she got on live stream talking about legal action was going to be taken. Girl, ma'am. So you have 2 and 3 attorneys. It just make it make sense. You're running fundraisers to pay fees for your kids, but you have 2 and 3 attorneys. You have a $29,000 default judgment along with the payment plan for the defaulted credit. Like, sis, if you don't like people knowing your business, I don't know what to tell you. You're a public figure on social media, and that's just what it is.
My mother-in-law is sitting outside.
How many times has she said she's a public figure? More than once.
In her driveway, I'm looking out the window. The kids are running upstairs. They're like, somebody's outside, somebody's outside. I'm looking, I see someone, I can see this on the dashboard. So I'm like, who's that? Because I forgot she had just got a new car, anyways, or a new SUV. So I'm like, who's that? And as I got downstairs, she was coming out the car, blah, blah, blah. She had this in her hand. And I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, maybe she had some mail from Jeremy. I don't know. Jeremy gets home like shortly after, and like literally 3 minutes later, and she hands it to him. I'm upstairs because I'm actually having a conversation with my attorney. Like, I already have an attorney attorney for one thing. So I'm on the phone with my attorney based off the thing that the troll had, I mean, not troll, correction, that the supporter had texted me about the troll who was making the content. I called my attorney right then and there, and they had a follow up, and then they had called me back. So we were like having a conversation about that, and then Jeremy came upstairs and handed me this. I'm like, what is that? Like, did I get mail over there? Like, what's going on? So first, as y'all can read, it says private investigator, and it says at.
Hold on. Let me let y'all see. It says, what does it say? It says what?
Watson. So first, as y'all can read, it says private.
Look, the only reason why people probably know where you work, and I don't know if that's her current agency or not. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not care about this woman's career. We watch the videos.
Investigator, and it says
there might be some people out here who actually really give a fuck about what this girl is doing on a regular basis. I'm not one of them. I suggest you get a helping hand to figure it out. So if it's the people that you say that you're paying to help you, good for you. And then they can help you source your problem. I'm not it. Okay.
Which is my brokerage, and I know darn well my brokerage isn't mailing anything to his mother. So I open up
Girl, this is the
to see,
stupidest
like,
thing. Wait
hey,
till you see
I
this
wonder what
mess.
this is. And as you guys can see,
Hold on. Girl, look at that side view. Don't forget to mention this, that, and the third. Make sure you get the line right. Girl, bye.
it is this
So
pages and pages. It's court documents, records, and at the end of it, it is pages.
so because someone packaged up whatever she says they packaged, according to her, court documents. So because I did a video with court documents, therefore she seems to think she put together that just because someone made a video, they are, girl, I never printed out shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even taking this is stupid. Okay, I'm not even going to really try to substantiate that with an answer because it's not even worth it. For not the whispering. Yes, it's the whispering. It's just the 1 and 1 do not equal 5 in this particular equation. But let's listen.
Pictures. All of these are pictures of, like, all of these are pictures of Jaya.
What's and of what?
Zoomed in pictures of her, close up pictures of her.
Maybe they felt like Ms. Pastel hadn't seen her in a while. Who knows? I don't know. Did they send a note?
Just like all of these are just like pictures of Jaya, like all in this with the court records.
This is some nasty work, and you know what? Look, there's a reason why some people have the same thing happen to them all the time. Why is this? Okay, I was about to say it's like stuck on one comment. Okay. Girl, exactly. Exactly.
And I said, I'm on the phone dealing with one thing. And you mean to tell me?
At the end of the day, she's mad because someone told her. Girl, I would be mad too if I found. But how is it that you did not know? Can you tell me how you did not know that the default judgment was a coming when you had? I mean, let's find. Okay, can you substantiate? Was there a loan from Camino Financial? Did you borrow money? And have you been making payments? Maybe there's a mistake. Maybe they misplaced your payments, right? How is it that if someone gave me $25,000 plus or whatever the actual figure was, and I was supposed to pay it back and I wasn't, don't you think you would know that? Don't you think you would expect at some point someone's going to say, excuse me, we would like our money?
That someone has mailed my mother-in-law pictures of my child
For
and
what?
court documents for whatever reason.
So they sent a whole packet of wasted paper and ink. Do you guys know how much ink cartridges cost? Yeah, neither do I. I barely even, keep ink in my printer. Who's printing stuff? It's all about PDFs, okay? Ain't nobody printing shit.
And then put the forwarding mailing address to my brokerage. It's funny because it's not funny actually, but a couple of weeks ago,
it's like you spend all that money and then what are you actually printing? You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you could just send a PDF.
My team lead messaged me because she was like, "Hey, girl, I just got this email," and she forwards me the email, and I can see who's all in the initial email thing. She was sending screenshots at first, and was like, "I don't know what's going on." So she sent me screenshots at first, and I was like, "Let me just."
It's just, I would imagine that this is embarrassing, that you are like a pseudo professional. You're trying to segue into another aspect of life and career, and the bullshit that you've participated in over the last decade seems to come and haunt you, but baby, you're barking up the wrong fucking tree over here. I This is what I do. This is the sum and total of what I do, which is these damn videos and speak my mind on if I feel like something is stupid or not. That's what I do. Okay?
Support you the whole thing because they didn't put you on the email thread. And this person, these same documents, a couple of weeks ago, sent these over to my broker, as well as like this long drafted little concerned person, which I'm gonna have a little screenshot of the bottom of their email where it says like a concerned whatever. It's a fake email.
Hold on. It's a fake concerned industry professional. So someone drafted something. So send that, which I'm sure, like I can't decode this for her, but IP addresses are easily. Let me tell you about a case I was watching recently. So Lori Vallow, if you guys watch me over on my other channel, Lori Vallow was sending emails. Was she sending emails to her husband? Was she sending it to Charles? So Lori had a email address and she was sending out some bullshit through the email waves, right? It all came out in court. They can check the IP addresses. You got to validate an email before they'll let you send the email. People out here making up fucking email addresses, it's going to come back. I'm just so grateful that IP addresses are IP addresses and IP addresses can't be manipulated. And it is what it is. Investigate. Go ahead. Run your, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, investigate, schmestigate. Okay? Do what you got to do. I don't have time to play games. I don't play games. I do videos. I put up content. That's it. That's all.
To my broker. My broker did not know I had a big platform. She has her own big platform. She has her own big platform. So my broker and my team leader are like really, really close friends. So she called her and was like, girl.
Her broker and her team, they're probably like, you got a lot of drama, sis. What the fuck is really going on? This is probably embarrassing. But that shit don't have nothing probably to do with anybody.
Has some crazy ass fans. Like, I'm just letting you know, like, from the moment I put her on my team, there are a few people who have been emailing me relentlessly since that time. And like, they just make up stuff, tell me not to work with her, tell me to kick her off the team. We had an issue with, and then they brought up the troll who came to my house and vandalized the property, who I had that court issue with. And like, she brought up that situation and how my old worker had to write a letter. We talked about, because she also knows.
Can I just say, look, why do people know about the quote unquote troll that came to her house? Why would people know about that? Because she has talked about it for the past 2 years, right? Why not stop talking about it? Why make it into something? Did anyone really have to know? Like, was it required that we found out about what happened at the open house? Was that required? How is it, and how is it that the helping hand knew about it right away? How did that happen?
Like, me and Chanel are really good friends too, so she is privy to everything at this point. So she was just like, yeah, and they've done this, and they've done this, and they've done this, and they've done this, and it's like, what are they trying to do? So my broker, of course, reviews it, understands, like, this doesn't have anything.
Some people read too much into reaction commentary. If I was sitting here reacting to every single Rihanna video, nobody would even like, maybe one or two. Girl, do you not like what's going on? What? Flip the channel. Can you go to the other 2 million channels posted? I'm talking like Bye. Well, is it Queena? Quiana? At the end of the day, she's probably like, ew. What in the fuck is the drama? Let me tell you something. As a former manager, okay, in corporate America, as also someone who has been in talent acquisition for a very long time, someone who has terminated people on a regular basis, okay? Someone who has had to sit and administer pips. Do you know why people start talking? Do you know why your managers and your superiors start talking to you? Because there's a particular behavior that is not on par with the task at hand. And I would imagine that the task at hand in real estate is sell fucking houses. Sell a house, bring in the revenue, handle that business. If the drama is outweighing the task at hand, which is making a buck, then what is really going on here? Why are we dealing with this? And I haven't transacted X, Y, and Z in monthly sales. When you talk to an employee, it's not even just the behavior. Any of you who are managers out here, you already know it's a loser sitting someone down talking about some damn behavior. It's the results. It's the task at hand, and it's the results driven focus that is not happening. And if the behavior comes in, it's a byproduct of what the goal that is not occurring, which is transacting some fucking business. Okay. The behavior is it's a bunch of ratchet shit happening potentially. I don't know because I don't know this woman. I don't know what's going on at the job, but she's saying that they're like, what's going on with you? You got a bunch of crazy fans and da, 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 da. Why does your business, your job, need to even be involved in what you got going on? Because you talked about it, you publicized it, you brought people in, you created a bridge between different aspects of what you got going on, and you have a problematic platform. And someone like me, who really just tells the truth about what's going on and what I see, now it's like, people don't want people expressing themselves about what they got going on. And I get it. But this is social media. And you know what? There's going to be 25,000 people today talking about Diddy, including yo ass. You think Diddy likes you talking about what he got going on in your Volvo while you're trying to make a mom video? You think he enjoyed that? Do you think Young Thug didn't your soon to be husband tell you to cool down on talking about Young Thug? Do you not talk about things you don't know fucking shit about? Were you not doing commentary? Were you not minding other people's business? Does that mean that you sent something to Mariah the Scientist? Does that mean that you sent a postcard over to the Big Jeff podcast, Young Thug's daddy? Does that mean that you are going to go stand out in front of the courthouse? 1 and 1 is not equaling whatever this equation is that you got going on. You're reaching, and you do the same shit. You talk about all kinds of shit. Girl, don't be mad because you got a default judgment. I find it hard to believe, and this, I'm sure this is what the judge will say. I find it hard to believe that you did not know you were getting sued because, damn it, what did you think they just gave you that money? And when you decided to not pay according to the court documents, because I'm not accusing you of not paying, the court document said the bills had not been paid. Okay, that's what that's the allegations. And according to the allegations, and non-response over a significant period of time, there's now a default judgment plus fees plus interest plus attorney fees and all of the things. That has shit to do with me. Once again, this commentary is for entertainment, educational, critique, and sometimes to let a bitch know. This is for teaching purposes. And calling people's names. Uh, uh, a woman of God behaves. Yeah. I mean, look, maybe I'm just assuming sis is embarrassed.
Do her as a real estate agent. I
I'm
don't know
just
why that
assuming
dramatic
she's
information to me
embarrassed.
and doesn't respond back to the person at all. So I kind of left it alone. I never brought it up here on my platform. I never said anything. I just like I have gotten to the point where I don't talk about.
So she is still talking about the person who came to her open house. She says she left it alone. She never talked about it. How is it leaving it alone and never talking about it when you talked about it and would let us know you went to court? Stuff is happening. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Someone's got harassment charges, all kinds of stuff like that. If she's really with Watson team, I would be embarrassed too. What that everybody, so and then also that you were running a credit repair, credit reporting, and the attorney general had to, and so she's going to sit here and say, guys, I never admitted to anything. Okay. Look, I don't look, I'm not the only person that did a video talking about the attorney general situation in Georgia. I can't even give you the number of videos, but what I do know is that I was not the only one. So I'm not going to like just assume that ma'am is talking about your girl, this one, because there could be any number of people out here. There are people that talk about this shit on TikTok, and there are people that talk about this on Instagram. I'm not going to take the credit. I don't know. I don't know. I would imagine that on top of the default judgment and on top of the embarrassment of the Attorney General of Georgia putting an aspect of your business out of business, pick 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 a situation, I guess, that she's mad of, because I would imagine that those situations are like, I don't know, frustrating because they were a revenue source, I would imagine, right? And based on the information from the AG, that credit repair, credit reporting should have ceased and desist, because that's not a legal business in the state of Georgia without certain parameters, and of which I would imagine she did not meet, thus the attorney general reaching out, right? Does that make sense?
The trolls anymore on my platform because they want me to see me. I don't know what they want to see.
Girl,
Honestly, I genuinely don't know. I
the
think they want a reaction,
shade.
whether good or bad. They just want a reaction of some sort. So when that happened, like I kind of just left it alone, and I just know like this is one of the many things because there is one person specifically who is behind all these things. I have a hate
Mm.
train of however many people. I don't know who's all a part of that. Whatever, it doesn't. As long as you're not directly doing anything to hurt me or to jeopardize my safety or my kids or harassing me or anything like that. If you want to talk about me on the internet or on T pages or whatever, I'm not gonna see that, and I don't care. And I tell people when they message me, don't bring that to me.
And that's, girl, and that's how I took it, because at the end of the day, baby, I feel nothing about this whole situation. So I said, you know what, let's respond. Because you guys were like, friend, did you see the video? But in no way, shape, or form. But I do make reaction videos, and some of her people do come through and have things to say, and that's perfectly fine. It's probably her on a troll account or whatever you want to call it, bot account, dummy account, whatever you want to call that. Um, Girl, bye.
Me. I got other stuff to worry about. I don't have time to keep up with trolls. So I left that alone. And like I said, then my mother-in-law comes over here with the same information. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So of course I reached back out to my attorney after we were talking about the thing that the subscriber had texted me about the YouTube channel.
You reached out because your mother-in-law came over with that same information, or you reached out because Jeremy was like, what the fuck? Me personally, I would be more concerned about the fact that somebody decided it was a good idea to put a packet in the mail to my fiance's mother of a certain age, not because they mailed. You don't think she knows you got a bunch of shit with you? You don't think that she knows that? That package doesn't reveal shit. Some court papers? Baby, her son signed for one of the summonses. you don't think you don't think that lady knows that you got something going on over there? That would really be the concern. Why don't you talk about what probably really happened? I would imagine Jeremy would get in your ass.
And her looking at some stuff, I had to get them to call the courts because it was court related. Something I was definitely not aware about.
If you are on social media, anybody out here, you're on social media and some based on what you're posting or based on just your footprint on the internet, someone decides to send your mother-in-law or your boyfriend's mama a bunch of BS on you, would you be more concerned because they sent a bunch of BS on you, or that they just sent something in general?
But luckily it's been handled, thank God. And thank God it was brought to my attention because I had no earthly idea, but it's been handled. And they're trying to pretty much allege like, oh, she had these criminal things going on with the attorney general. And
now, who said it was criminal? Now, the attorney general stated that if it's found that, I guess, she's participating in having a business that is not following the guidelines of the state of Georgia, i.e. credit repair and credit reporting, there would be further action. I already know in my video, I didn't talk about any kind of criminal proceedings. Clearly, this was not criminal, but it possibly could turn to something criminal, but it was not a criminal situation. And this was an agreement that she basically stated to tap out.
They're this and they're that. Let me just start by saying this, and you're hearing this from the horse's mouth. I have never, ever, ever took blame or ownership of any criminal, illegal things with us.
Well, that's why I said I know she wasn't really referring to my video, because at the end of the day, we know that she did provide a statement, and the statement was that she was not claiming any kind of guilt in knowingly. I'd have to get the exact blurb from the document. You can just refer back to my video that is still posted. But again, this is a very large internet, and this lady is discussed on multiple platforms by multiple creators. I do not believe in, I don't call out names, and I am not an expert on knowing everybody who does everything, but baby boo.
The Attorney General.
Baby boo.
And if this is going over your head, let me kind of bring a little bits and pieces to this. I'm not going to talk about all of it because my attorney did tell me to be mindful of everything that I do share. But I will say this. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I told you guys I finally was done with this specific thing, and it was something because of a subscriber, or a troll rather. They did something, and in the end I ended up having to pay $5,000. Remember that? So the troll in question, who probably is the one who's behind it, they reached out to report me a year ago.
Girl, so you know what I'm saying? So she thinks that someone who's been, so the troll, so maybe the person, so this is just what I was thinking. Maybe the person who she decided spit on her floor at her house decided to report her to the attorney general for credit repair, credit reporting. And then, based on the end of the day, when you get caught with your pants down, it really doesn't matter who reported you. Okay. She thinks that she was going to coerce the attorney general's office to tell her who reported her. How is a tip line supposed to work if you're going to divulge people who are reporting? At the end of the day, when you report someone for anything, there's an allegation and then the allegation has to be investigated. The bottom line is, if they found that you were doing something that was not sanctified and blessed by the state of Georgia, baby, that's what that paperwork was about. Okay? It said stop. It was we agreed. Stop it. And you going to pay this $5,000. And if you do it again, you're going to pay a $10,000, and then you're going to deal with the repercussions of not honoring this agreement, because we're going to be nice at this moment. So we're going to just agree to agree. Stop. Girl, come to you, but not Instagram or TikTok where sis get dragged. Okay. Period.
And over a year.
You know what? They probably would not if the sales were matching up. If you're just sitting up there taking up space and paying for a desk, and you got go-getters out there that want to be Atlanta real estate tycoon millionaires, baby, you got to go, sis. Okay? But you know what I'm saying? If there's a video talking about that, then we'll discuss it. I don't, you know what I mean? I usually stick with the video. Okay. I stick with the video. I don't know what else is going on. But to me, when the boss has to talk to you about behavior, it's because the reason why we all pull up in this parking lot every day is not happening. When they talk to you at work about being on your phone, it's because you're not handling your work. You're not answering calls. Your queue is full. You've got mistakes. Your attitude is funky. When they start talking to you about your behavior, it's because something else is going on. I'm not going to call you in my office to talk to you about talking on your phone, because I don't give a fuck about you talking on your phone. I give a fuck when my queue is loaded and you're not doing your job. It's the byproduct. It's the reason. Your productivity is not matching up. So we're going to talk about some behaviors that we see that could be interfering you and us. Hello? That's why you get talked to at work. I know you guys love a good HR Monday. Okay? I know you guys love to talk like a little bit of HR, and that's what's going on. If they're talking to you about some bullshit, get off your feelings, because you're probably doing some bullshit, but it's affecting the goal. It's affecting you getting your job done, or there's mistakes, there's problems, there's deadlines not being met. Certain things are not happening as they should. So they're looking at what the problem could be. Okay. Outside of it just being you. Because sometimes companies have to realize, yeah, we made a mistake. What we thought would work does not. And what we thought the potential could be and what we could work with, yeah, we're tapping out. It's too much for us to handle what you got going on. Whether it's can't get a babysitter, kids are always sick. They're never going to fire you because your kids are always sick. They're going to fire you because you ran out of PTO. You don't have any FMLA to take family care time to be with your kid. You're too new. You don't have FMLA yet. They're going to, your seat is empty and the work is not being done. Companies are sympathetic to what you got going on, but that's not what's keeping the lights on. It's the goal. It's the task. It's the revenue generating activity. If there is no revenue being generated and it's just some useless activity of drama, baby, bye.
Attorney involved to get everything rectified. I actually got an attorney involved in 2 different states. For it doesn't matter. I can't give all details, but I got an attorney involved in 2 different states because one attorney was in place to protect something specific, an entity of mine, and the other attorney was here in Georgia to handle the claims, because of course initially when it was brought to my attention from the attorney general, it was questions and this and that and the third, and you gotta do mediation, blah blah blah. In the end, I never.
So she's roundabout talking about what happened with the attorney general rather than say, yes, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. Maybe she can't go into detail. Maybe she doesn't want to go into detail. But my reporting was accurate.
Took ownership. What I told the attorney general was, I'm not taking ownership of this, and I don't want this to be a spectacle. So, and they said, well, if you get, you know, if we go to court and we do this, we do that, blah blah blah. Pretty much, long story short, they were going to have to, of course, make it public record, because now they have to prove this.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, pure intentions. I don't know what she's doing at that real estate office, because I don't, you know, a court record is what I do. I do that across multiple platforms. So that's not out of the scope of content that I do. But as far as knowing what her stats are at her job, unless she comes on here and does a damn video regarding what she's doing at her job and we're watching it and talking about it, as far as digging into what she's doing over there at her damn job, baby, I, on top of don't care, don't care. It's triple don't care. Okay. It's really about, and I just want to, you know, like, stress, period.
We could just agree to disagree. We say this, you say that, and then we can just agree to a settlement amount, blah blah blah. And that's what I said I would do. So I agreed to the settlement amount, because it gets tiring. And ever since the court, first of all, the paperwork says that I never took accountability to say I had wrongdoing with anything.
So I don't know, you know what I mean? Again, I don't know what she's talking about. We read the document, and I believe that I was very clear what I stated. So I don't really think she's referring to my video, but you know, people understand and hear what they think they want to hear when they've got hurt feelings. So I'm going to be honest, I don't really know, but again, okay. So she's obviously upset at this moment talking to someone. She says she's on the phone with, let's see, hold on.
Paperwork says that I never took
the phone with, she said you're on the phone with the attorney general and you're talking to him like that. You're talking to, what's his name? Chris? Was it Chris? Chris Cash? Somebody. Girl, not to be fucked with. Okay. Mr. Not to be fucked with.
I never took accountability to say I had wrongdoing with anything.
Exactly. Right.
The only thing that I did was settle, because I didn't want this to be a spectacle. So I said, I'll just settle. But the fact of the matter is, it's a troll, and you guys could not assist me with who it was. So it was no point for me to move forward.
How are you it's about like Lori Vallow. She's talking to, if she's actually on the phone with, let me see, what is this man's name? Attorney General of Georgia, Chris Carr. Okay. You're on the phone with Chris Carr talking to him like you need 4 pounds of catfish from the local fishmonger store. Okay. You're talking to him. You're talking to him about like how Judge Boreski kicked Lori Vallow out the fucking court for 15 minutes to catch her breath and go take a chill pill.
I didn't want to deal with this anymore. I never took accountability to say I did anything wrong. I just settled and paid the money. All of this was because
Sally, can you make sure if Ghetto calls back that I am not available, please? Just let her know. We will send her an email. Let Ghetto know, maybe this matter's closed. And it's on some fuck around and find out. Okay? Period.
Troll watching my moves, and they also caught themselves up because a few months before they even reached out to me, the troll in question had like a fake comment or a fake page, and they commented like, I'm gonna report her to the such and such. And when people say stuff like that, I take it serious because I know there's somebody out to get me. So when they made that comment like, oh, we're gonna report her because that's illegal, blah blah blah, I already had got all my ducks in a row where I needed to get them in a row. And I don't tell the world what my ducks are and how I'm putting them in a row, because I know everybody does not mean me well. They don't want to see me win. They don't want to see my kids with a mother taking care of them. Like,
so this is the mentality of somebody who feels like the world should sit by. Like, at the end of the day, this is someone who feels like, I'm going to play in y'all's face and I dare you to say something. I'm going to play in your face. And if there's someone out here who feels like Do you know? Okay, let me tell you something. So a couple weeks ago, I was covering. There's a city councilwoman here in Charlotte who took out some PPP loans, and I don't know how she got found out. Okay, I don't know how she got found out, but baby, let me tell you something. Her and her daughters all got arrested. Three of them. She and two daughters. So all three in the sum of like $164,000 in misappropriation of PPP funds. And when they traced back ma'am's account, she had it go to her personal account. It was supposed to be for paycheck protection. It went to an account where it paid for a lavish $15,000 birthday party downtown Charlotte with a bunch of shenanigans going on, right? Um, baby, you don't think when you go to the Department of Justice.gov and you are looking up what's going on federally in either your community or just in what your state or in your district or whatever, that they don't have a tip line on some see something, say something? Do you know how active people have been on reporting people about some damn PPP loans and misappropriating money? Just because you pay it back or just because it was forgiven, there was a whole entire barbecue place because Tawana Brown here in Charlotte wants to say, well, Hillbilly Bob's barbecue place, they got to do a settlement. So very quickly, there's a restaurant. I think they got like 300. They got a lot because they're paying back 1.5 million. So let's just say it was $700,000 in PPP. I guess they have a considerable amount of employees and whatever the hell they did. Do you know this man used the money to basically purchase a FedEx franchise? Okay, like a FedEx office, right? He bought into the franchise with this money. In the federal write up, they talked about when the money was sent, it was sent to an account that is a business account, but labeled, it wasn't for, it wasn't giving that it was payroll. I want to say, and the money went to one account and part of the money was immediately transferred to a vacation fund. And to transact this FedEx business, it was wired from the vacation fund to, I guess, whatever bank for the purchase of this franchise. This person was going to do this business with another. That person couldn't get funding. So the guy from the barbecue restaurant ended up funding the whole entire thing. And when you're reading the complaint, it's like they did a full investigation of all of the bank transactions, and it came from here and it came from there. So not only was it fraud because it wasn't used for paycheck protection, it's misappropriation of money. It was a couple of different things to now this total of $1.5 million to avoid criminal charges. So I don't think they're getting criminal charges, but they're paying back double. And they're investigating all of this. All of this. So this is my point. The government, when they get these subpoenas, baby, they can find anything and everything about what you're doing. They are not going to take away from the public's ability to be able to crowdsource a little bit of help. That's why they have tip lines and fraud lines. Absolutely. You better not piss off your food stamp plug, okay? Or let me just say it like this. Food stamp plug, you better not piss off your customers. Put it that way. Because if somebody gets mad and reports you for selling your food stamps, which is called money laundering, okay? They will put you on some money laundering as well as probably welfare fraud and other things. Baby, it can get very deep very quick.
they want to see me down bad. So I got my ducks in a row, got all that stuff handled. So when it was brought to my attention, I just like after months and months and months and months and months of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, I just finally said,
Oh, so you're saying impersonating an officer or a government official. So if that was not Chris Carr and she's playing Chris Carr. Also, I know Georgia is a single party notification state, but damn, do you want to have the attorney general in your video without their knowledge and you're putting them in your video? That's weird, but you know what I mean? Like, golly.
hey, I'm engaged now, so I damn sure don't want to deal with this no more. We've been going back and forth.
Girl.
We agree to disagree. At this point, they were very well aware of the troll because once they brought it to my attention, I told them like, hey, well, because okay, let me back a little bit. When it was initially brought to me, it was around the time when I was going to court for the other troll. So they were asking questions like, do you think it's this person? And I genuinely didn't think it was her. So I was like, no, I don't think it's her. But this particular division doesn't even deal with harassment and all this stuff. They deal with the division that they contacted me about. So although they sympathize, it was a lot of pausing with the dialogue because I was already dealing with something else with the warrant issue. After I was done with court and got all that stuff resolved, then it was kind of like, okay, now we got to talk.
With the warrant issue, you had a warrant for your what warrant? Oh, was it the warrant for the harassment of the lady who spit on her floor?
About. So although they sympathize, it was a lot of pausing with the dialogue because I was already dealing with something else with the warrant issue. After I was done with court and got all that stuff resolved, then it was kind of like, okay, now we got to talk about this. So we talked about it, and like I said, we've talked about it for months, and then we'll have a meeting about it, and then we'll be after all that was said and done. Because my whole thing was, I don't give a crap what y'all.
What does being engaged have to do with it? Because she's in her fiance era. She's in her fiance era. She said people are mad because she's getting married. Baby, what? Really? It's so funny how when people feel like they've attained something, then nobody else can get there too. As girl, yes, we saw Missy Lynn. Yeah, Missy Lynn got engaged, everybody. I mean, yes, I'm gonna say it. Yes, her. I mean, her and Wendell have been together for a long time. I'm very happy to see that this is moving along, and that because Missy is a beautiful girl, very sweet, and she deserves to have what she wants. So yeah, that's congratulations and shouts out to our girl Missy Lynn. In Wendell popped the question. Yes, 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 yes.
Coming to me about pretty much, I want to know who was the one who reported it because you need to give me the information because I need to report this because this person is harassing me. Like that's what my concern was. Of course, that wasn't their concern. So they never told me the information of the person. They told me I can get an attorney and they can subpoena this and they can do this and they can do this. It was all these different things because the laws do not protect influencers about certain things. That's why it took so long when I first went to court about the warrant. Just because somebody says this or does this or post that on the internet, the law doesn't care. Like it has to be a certain way that it's done and certain factors that have to be in place for it to be considered harassment. Like I feel like I'm a freaking attorney at this point. As much as attorneys I've talked to, attorneys I've paid for consults, and especially I've talked to the attorney general and all these different platforms, the police departments, the courts, judges, everybody. I've been talking to so many people over the last few years because of the trolls. And y'all already know I've already said like I decided to just handle trolls behind the scenes, and that is what I've been doing. Now, back to the question. Or the situation. So after I settled and I told you guys on the internet, like,
my
okay,
God,
I'm done with something. I don't want to talk about it. I'm assuming the troll decided, oh my gosh, like, let's figure this out, blah, blah, blah. Like, what?
It's funny how she's trying to figure out what people are thinking and saying and what their internal dialogue is. How about just saying, I was pissed, I was mad, I want to know what's going on. Speak for yourself. How is it that you don't even know who the person is, if there even is a person, but you're all up in their internal dialogue of why they're doing what they're allegedly doing to you, rather than why don't you just talk about how you feel? You would sound less crazy.
It is, and now they're trying to allege like, oh, she has these criminal enterprises. No, that's not that. And as a matter of fact, I have.
Oh well, I know that wasn't me. I never said she had a criminal enterprise. I joke, yeah.
A clip because I did call and contact the attorney general a few days ago to have a conversation again about all of this stuff that's going on, so that they can help my attorney because now
I know they're like, is ghetto calling back? So we had an agreement with her based on credit repair and credit reporting, and now she wants to call and drop tea on who? Girl.
To pay another attorney yet again for the foolishness that I don't even understand why, but we're gonna get there. But there was a portion that she said I was able to post just so it can set the record straight. If all of this is going over your head and you're like, Keisha, what the fuck are you talking about? That's good. That means you're the type of person who's a boss ass female or man, mind your business, take care of your kids, live in this world, not worried about
and not watching your channel. because anybody who's watching your channel knows that you have had some drama. There's no way that anybody who's watching your channel doesn't know even a little bit of what's going on. So this metrics that she's getting ready to go through is stupid.
looking up other people and trying to make other people's lives a living hell. It means you
Girl, stop.
are making it in this world and you actually living your life doing a damn thing. Like if you know a little bit because you have seen certain things come up, I'm not talking about you. If you know every fucking thing I'm talking about, that means you do too much and that means you need to go find your day job. Because this right here is mind blowing and very sickening and disturbing that any little thing I do is a problem for something that is so minute. Let's be very clear. I've never come, and I'm going to say this every time I have to make a video like this. I've never come on my.
Can I say I hate look, if you wear wet and wavy bust down, I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying, do you know how over how as a wig wet and wavy bust down is? Are we not sick of that already? And I'm not just talking about her. I'm talking about like Gina and all the abusers of wet and wavy bust down. Maybe I need to do something about. Can we just talk about the wet and wavy bust down? How can we ugh. Can we leave the it's the baking. It's not even just the highlight, it's the baking of the highlight, right? It's awful. It's awful. It's taken a serious left turn, and I don't even know if we're going to do the whole thing because it's quite long and we're only 20 minutes in and we're an hour into the video. But I got on here early for a reason because, baby, this was not going to consume my day. Whenever this video dropped, when was this? The 6th. That was, yeah, girl, I think I found out about it on Saturday and I had just seen the post. And then I was checking my Instagram and a couple of people messaged me and I was like, "Oh, I'm watching it now." I didn't even know what it was about. And I was not in any sort of a rush because one thing that I had to learn on YouTube, number 1, I'm not coming, I'm not going, we're not doing back and forth. You know what I mean? Like there's no need, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, this is just another video for me. This is what I do. Girl, this commentary is for criticism, entertaining, teaching purposes. All commentary on this channel is based on the MF and videos and opinions. Any allegations or shenanigans are alleged unless specified by the media source. That might be court documents. That might be the words that came out of your mouth. Anyone accused of criminal allegations has a right to due process and are considered innocent until proven guilty. That's on every single one of my videos. Let's be clear.
Platform to pretend to be this, that, or third, ever, except for a good person, someone who has morals and stuff like that. Other than that, those things, I've never come on here on a high horse or this, that, and the third. Like, I'm literally living my best life. I got my real estate license, trying to like make sure I don't have to be as involved with YouTube, and it's still not good enough. Like, it's still not good enough. It's still a problem. Like, I started thriving and being successful in any other various entity. I think, like I said, they were mad. They see like, oh, she's with Kiana Watson. Like, oh, we're going to try to sabotage that. Like, they're literally making it seem like they have some ranking to do something unless I breach a part of what I'm supposed to do in my duties as a realtor. Like, do you know how many realtors probably have things you can look up about them in courts? Like, are you crazy right now to think that I will be the only one that you could possibly look up anything and find something? But the real thing.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about that. I could give a shit about this lady's real estate job, career, anything she got going on. Tony, hey boo, what's going on? Good morning to everybody. Take a minute and hit the thumbs up, please. Because girl, sis got here early. We are going through this nonsense. I mean, if you guys want to continue, let's get the rest of this thing done because, baby, sis talked her ass off for a whole 50 minutes. Okay.
Thing is the fact that you want to try to look me up. That's the real problem. Like, let's go figure out, unless you're not even an attorney, you don't even know how to dissect the documents. You're reading the documents wrong. I never agreed or admitted to any fault, and they accepted that for a small.
Yeah, I don't know who, you know what I mean? Like, Um, I did do a video. It's obvious. It's on my channel. But yeah.
Compensation, all because somebody reported me. That is the whole thing of it. It's because
Someone reported you, but that doesn't mean that they did not. Just because you don't find fault, just because you don't admit to fault, doesn't mean that they didn't find an aspect of your business to be problematic. So that's that, right? You didn't admit to any fault. That's a very creative way of saying that there was a problematic arm to your business model that needed to be amputated. Okay. It was shut down. An aspect of the business was shut down because the attorney general is not going to contact you for no reason. The attorney general did not ask you to remit $5,000 expeditiously for no reason. You are not being monitored for the next period of time, according to that document, for no reason. Just because you didn't admit to it, you didn't find fault to it, means absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, they found a particular aspect of your business to be not in sync with the laws of the land of Georgia and contrary to what a individual business entity without certain accreditations and licenses to do. I do know how to read. I do know how to read. Okay. And for that reason, that aspect of business needed to be off of websites, off of social media, no longer solicited. And it was a very healthy admonition that was also documented in that paper that stated, fuck around and find out. Okay. Does that make sense?
There's so many, and like I said, I'm not going to talk about all those miscellaneous details because I don't want to. I'm just coming here to paint this whole picture for you guys because I need you guys' help. Now, the person
What's happening? So someone's coming in. What's happening? Keisha's doing a sit down video. This is the best thing I would do. Scroll back to the beginning. It's no time for recaps, but Keisha's doing a sit down and she is fired up because sis is upset about multiple things. So she's come to let the internet know. And you can catch it without you can catch it without my commentary. Anybody confused, catch it without my commentary and then come back. But at the end of the day, baby, this sis is she's trying to you know how they say explain your way out of a paper bag.
As you guys know, in the past I had to get real, I don't want to say I had to get down and dirty. I had to protect myself. I had to get YouTube involved and get the higher ups involved, and they had to open up an internal investigation. Because this has now gotten to the point where it's gotten this week, I contacted my YouTube manager and said, hey, it's me again. It's time to open up an internal investigation. I submitted their channel. I submitted all of their information because I was able to find all their information they need, everything, full name, social, address, all of those different things.
I'm trying to figure out how she's looking up people's social security numbers. That's what I would like to know. I would love to know how she's looking at people's social security numbers, what kind of system she has access to be able to find people's social security numbers. That's what I would like to know. How do you have people's social security numbers? I mean, we know how you had some social security numbers, but I would like to know what you have access to that gives you the access to people's social security numbers. And what's the investigation? Because you don't like reaction videos, baby.
I'm not going to come on here and dox somebody or talk about somebody. And you made a comment to my friend a couple of years ago that the reason why you decided to talk about me is because you need to make money and because you can't stop talking about me without paying your bills. Well, other people have done it in the past.
Who would say something stupid like that? Her friend
decided to talk about me is because you need to make money and because you can't stop talking about me without paying your bills. Well, other people have done it in the past. And
girl, yeah, that's stupid.
We see what they got them. There's a way to be a gossip blogger or journalist or whatever have you without feeling like you need
I love how she loves to tell people how to do their job, but you had to deal with the attorney general about an aspect of your business. Okay. You're paying settlements. You're talking to people about warrants. Is there a way to do a job problem free, legality free, not having a team of lawyers while still struggling to handle other stuff? Girl,
on
another
here and make
lie.
it your whole livelihood to tear somebody down, to dox them, to purposely and intentionally um, compromise their safety and talk about stuff you don't even know about. You don't even know what you're talking about, and you're just spreading it like it's the Bible, and it's crazy to me. But yes, I have now opened up the internal investigation with YouTube with that individual, and my attorney has now attempted to start subpoenaing records because we're getting down to the bottom of who's doing it.
You can't just subpoena records without a legal action. She's stupid. How can you're going to just go and subpoena records? There has to be a legal action filed. You can't just go, if you have a legal action, then you can say, I need this information because we are litigating X, Y, and Z. You can't just go run and say, you know what? Here's the subpoena. Here's the subpoena. Okay.
If you think that it's okay to send my mother-in-law a whole packet and label it with my
So whoever sent that, I don't know. I feel like, conflating, right? Conflating is taking conflating is taking two or more issues and converging it into one, which is, what you see a lot in the fake news circuit. Okay. Let me tell you, combine two or more text ideas, etc., into one. But usually it's very negative. When you conflate, baby, it's
broker and don't think
it's
that
on
this is
some
on purpose. Do you
fuckery.
not think that people are able to track things if you pay an
Track
attorney to do so?
it.
So here
Go
they go
track
once again,
it.
where I have to continue to dig in my pockets to pay for things, and then people are like, "Oh, Keisha's broke or Keisha's not doing this." Yeah, if y'all leave me the fuck alone. Like, and I'm not blaming any of my problems on trolls. Let's just be clear with that. What I'm saying is, I personally have never in my life had the desire, especially to a stranger on the internet, to go look them up and post records and look up stuff and try to dissect stuff. Now, let me tell you this.
I have never in my life decided to do a lot of things. But just because you don't think to do something doesn't mean that that's not what someone else might want to do. This is somebody who thinks that, like, she's setting the pace on something and everyone needs to be like her. Think like her, be like her, act like her, sit on a high horse, all of the things. And because you do something different or something that now, like, if this was about something else, like if there were people who were not talking about what this lady has going on amongst many others.
I was okay. I was banned from. Remember, I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, I was like, "Oh, Jeremy's pressure washing business, and I'm a part of this group." And I posted the stuff.
Girl, so apparently, so she's gonna tell it. She was in some sort of, I don't know if it's a mom group. Let me let her tell it. Let
Remember,
me
I
be
briefly
quiet.
shared that. Why did the same person, and I know it's the same person, I'm gonna tell you how I know it's the same person.
So it's all these same people. So all this same person has now joined the Facebook group. They've contacted the attorney general. They came and spit on her floor. They do videos. Like, this person is very busy with Keisha. Okay.
Why did the same person who sent this letter, or this packet rather, to my mother-in-law, who emailed my broker, the same packet via email, who contacted over 15 different entities. I don't got 15 fingers up right now, but
Girl,
15 different entities, the same information.
this is gonna be a hell of an investigation.
We'll report you to this, we'll report you to that. The Facebook group owner suspends my account from the group, and I'm like, how am I suspended? So she was on vacation. She said, I'm gonna call you next week, blah blah. So she calls me, we have a conversation. This is yesterday. She has a conversation, and she says, yeah, so I got an email from an attorney. And I said, saying what? She goes on and she says,
she said she got an email from an attorney. Is that what she said? Whose attorney? Who has an attorney that's emailing the owner of a Facebook group? Thank you, Tony. Tony, you're so sweet. I appreciate you, hon. Look at that. Thank you, boo. Thank you for gifting some friends. Oh, thank you, baby. I appreciate you, hon. Who got gifted? Bella. You got gifted. Pure Intention. You got gifted. AK, you got gifted. Simply to Mika, hey boo boo, you got gifted. And Miss CW, guess what, y'all? You got gifted.
She says, yeah, so I got an email from an attorney. And I said, saying what? She goes on and she says exactly the same stuff that's in this pack, like, oh, you're a danger to the group and you're illegal. And
She got an email. Hold on. Hold up. A concern, girl, download. So a petition. So, look. Mm-mm-mm. Baby. Sometimes people have to think like, if you always have a problem, why you always got a problem? Why is there always a problem? Okay.
you're this and you're that, and we're gonna report your page. You'll never have a group again. Kick her out of there. She was like, I was on vacation. I didn't know what was going on, so I just suspended you temporarily until I could talk to you. I'm not suspended anymore. So right now, my attorney, because this is a private group for one, you can't be in the group unless you're invited by a member who's already in the group. So now we have to track, which I have to pay an attorney to subpoena records. What she was willing to try to help as much as she can, but she got her own life.
You can't just subpoena records. You can't just subpoena records. Subpoena for what? Attached to what? You don't have the right to, like, certain documents from companies. It's not just public record. Let me say it like that. It's, if something is not a public record, it's company information. Girl, send a note to Meta for what? Okay? It has to be attached to something. I don't want to educate too much, because people like to, girl.
Live. I can't expect people to do all these different things because of me. Like, this is a lot that falls on me, but I never put my burdens on anybody else. I always just deal with my shit by myself. Like, I've
I
always
don't
been
think
that
she
way.
said
And
the
that's why I've
attorney
been telling
general
y'all a lot
told
in
her,
my
but she
videos,
was
like, y'all gotta get
asking.
out.
She didn't say the attorney general told her. She said she was mad talking to allegedly Chris Carr. You know what? And I mean, to me, calling Chris Carr ghetto in such a manner, girl, they probably bumped her up on the watch list. Just like, okay, we really need to keep an eye on her because sis is crazy. A FOIA is a request to a government body. Meta is a private company. You can't just subpoena, like, you can't just, oh, because I have a lawyer, contact Meta or Google and say, I need this person's information. If you have a particular, I don't want to say too much, but if you have a legal action against a specific person, and you have issued subpoenas against a legal action, and it doesn't necessarily have to be criminal, it could be a civil, it could be, it could be like a lawsuit in nature, and you need those records for your case, you can subpoena those records. It's attached to a legal action. But if you think you're just going to pay an attorney to try to submit records, for what? Why are we turning over these records? Now, if it's a police record, if it's a public record, but yeah, like, for instance, any of you guys who are following, again, Real Talk Bougie. So for instance, there was a woman, so Nesto, you guys know Nesto, right? Ernest Williams, Shirley Strawberry's ex-husband. He did a purchase at a place called at Danielle Diamonds in Atlanta with a lady named Ty the jeweler. She was the jewelry person that they dealt with, right? So a victim of Nesto's contacted Ty the jeweler and said that Nesto had purchased something with a cashier's check that was drawn from her account and she wanted the receipt. So she calls Shirley Strawberry, and Shirley, on a jail call, tells Nesto that, oh, yeah, you know, Ty the jeweler. She got a call from a woman saying that you had a check for $50,000, whatever, to buy my ring, and she wants the receipt and blah, 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 blah. And Ty told her that she's going to have to get a court order, okay, for her to supply that receipt. That's how it works. You can call and ask for anything you want, but most companies are going to hold they have privacy policies. So they're not going to just turn over your information because according to their policies, even small companies, they need a court order, i.e. a subpoena that's typically attached to some sort of a legal action, okay? A legal action, not illegal, but legal action, right? Um, lawyer, girl. Why isn't she out here guarding the chickens? Girl, why don't you? Yes, the poor chickens. Girl. I'm saying that, yes. She did not get information. I thought you said AG wouldn't tell you who it was to you wouldn't do something like that. Chicken mad. Yes, I was just answering to that. That no, she was mad because the AG did not give her the information that she wanted. And sometimes let's any of you guys who work in process and process development, sometimes certain aspects that come in to your company, say complaints, tips, attaboys, things of that nature, let's just say from a global governance perspective, I worked for a very, very, very large company once upon a time, and they had a global governance team. So anytime you would fill in, oh, this employee at the Sardis Road location, or this employee off of um, girl Braeswood in Houston, she was amazing. Or that manager is a bitch. She was mean to me. They kicked me out the store. They called the police, or somebody asset protection accused me of stealing this. All of those good, bad, ugly, indifferent went to the global governance team, and the complaints, the attaboys, the wonderful job, you guys say, I love you guys, would go, and those particular comments, concerns would be sent where they needed to go to those division leaders, to those managers. You never got contact information. It is not for you to contact these people directly. It is for the problem to be investigated, maybe even by the global governance team, a independent body, because they want to know what happened. So they're going to run back video. They're going to pull this, that, and the third. Maybe somebody sent receipts. They are not. So I'm saying this to say, even though Chris Carr is he's leadership, he may not have even had that information. Am I saying Chris Carr couldn't get the information? But at the end of the day, if somebody reported her to the AG's office, it is probably not even relevant who reported, as more to there's a problem and they're investigating the problem. And usually people in a situation that is dealing with tip lines and things, they don't have that information purposely to protect their tip line. That's my point. He not only would he not give it to her, but he probably couldn't give it to her because he probably didn't have it anyway. I'm not saying he couldn't have access to it, but come on, you understand what I'm saying. Girl, that lady got 3 kids. That lady boyfriend got 4 kids, okay?
Of it, because stress kills. Stress literally kills. And when I think back to like all the stuff that I really deal with on my own, like I literally deal with shit on my own. I don't open up to people. I don't pour out my problems. Like I literally just deal with it and just figure it out. And it can be very stressful. And I'm thinking like, damn, girl, like if you keep living
It's
like this,
about
like what's
what
gonna
was
happen to your health?
reported, not
So that's
who
why I've been talking about it. And that was
reported.
before all this stuff started happening after that. Because y'all know my vlogs are behind because I don't post every day. So the member of my group is telling me shit. So she forwards me the email. And lo and behold, it's a fake email because like it's fake email, blah, blah, blah. But okay. And then on top of it, it's a man's name. This is a woman's group. It's a man's name. And they sign it concerned community member. As after they've signed every other thing that they reach out to people, concerned, such and such, concerns. This person has been harassing me for so long because I remember distinctively when I lived at the condos by Lenox Mall. I never forget when my apartment complex sends me an email. And they forwarded me an email because remember when I was doing photo shoots in my apartment complex a long, long time ago. If y'all were here that long, yes, I was doing photo shoots with Jahi. He would come with Darlene, blah blah blah. We would do photo shoots around the property. I think they posted one of the photos that I never posted. And I was in a bodysuit or like some Gucci socks or something
Can
like that.
you believe that? Like, at the end of the day, if this business was sound and operational for the state of Georgia, wouldn't it still be going on? Wouldn't it still be happening? And then she said she had hired a lawyer for another state also. So I don't know. Like she gives out so much of her business and then wants nosy people to not talk about it. It's like, come on, ma'am.
I think they posted the photos. I can't. I think they posted the photos or were like showing it on their page or something like that. I forgot. But
She couldn't work in a call center because you already know by 4:00, baby, somebody would be like, meet me out at my car because she is annoying. She's annoying. She's nosy and she's a fucking know-it-all.
the photos from their page, send it to my apartment complex and said, hey, Keisha Kaylee is taking provocative pictures on your property. I'm a concerned resident. I think I'm gonna move out and I'm gonna tell all my friends. Like, if I could find that email, y'all know I'll be trying to keep all my receipts. I know I never deleted it, but it's been so long ago when I lived there. But they've been labeling their stuff concerned this, concerned that for years. The thing is, like I said, to be in a group, you have to have a Facebook account and you have to have been invited. So right now we are or not me because I don't have no power, no control over anything, trying to figure out the date she got the email, everybody who was added during around that 24 to 48 hour period, and then tried to like dissect it that way. They also, I posted my best friend in the group. It's a group of thousands and thousands and thousands of women. Me and my best friend were laughing one day. And you know, she was talking about like, girl, it's so hard to find a man, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, girl, I'm in this group. Like, hell, maybe somebody got a boyfriend. I mean, not a boyfriend, a brother, cousin, somebody. I don't know.
Girl, maybe somebody got a boyfriend. You said it right. Somebody who wants to be hold on a second, let me get it. Maybe somebody got a boyfriend you can share, okay?
I'm the mistress. I'm the side chick. I'm the
Girl.
mistress. I'm the side chick. Okay?
Okay.
You can sleep. Side hand, I'll be that too. Because chicks are young and this chick is old. So
I had to do it, y'all. Okay, baby. A mess. This is a mess, y'all. I'm not lying. This is just really too much.
In the group, people have I've seen you can post anything you want in the group. You have to be approved by an admin, but I pay monthly, so I don't have to be approved by an admin. So I posted, which it would have still made it through because I've seen other people post it, and it was like, hey, my son needed blah 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 or blah 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 blah. People post stuff like that, not all the time, but they posted it. So anyways, I posted like, hey, my best friend is looking if there's anybody. Like, it was funny, but it was serious. Like, I guess as I know, it's very hard to find a good guy. So I'm just like, this is a group of all these women. Hopefully somebody got a brother or somebody who just need a good woman. So I listed all these things. My best friend told me, because like I said, I keep everything to myself, so she didn't even know none of this stuff was going down. She called me yesterday, and I finally told her like everything that's been going on.
And by the way, I posted you in a Facebook group because I know you're looking by hook or by crook. And now I sat on my platform of 488,000, of which maybe, I don't know, 2% in 2% engage. And let everybody know how single you are and how thirsty I think you are, that I need to go ahead and post you to everybody and everybody, that you don't have a man and you're looking real hard and we're looking high and low for you to help you. And we're taking requests from brothers, cousins, sons, or anybody who may know somebody with a penis who doesn't have somebody.
Blah blah blah. And I was like, she's like, yeah, you do have a troll in that group. And I was like, how do you know? And she's like, because remember when you made that post about me? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, somebody reposted it on TikTok and tagged me in it and was like, why would you let Keisha post you like this? So she was like, go through your comments, go through those comments, which I've already screenshotted. So if you try to go delete it, it's a done deal. I've already screenshotted all the comments and blah blah blah. And she was like, go see if you find commentary. So she sends me the page and blah 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 of the person. And now I sent it over to the account owner, and
If you're not following me on TikTok, it's Real Talk Bougie underscore. There's Real Talk Bougie, but I messed up. Which is me. But the page that I actually run is, which I don't really do a lot on TikTok, but it's Real Talk Bougie underscore. Follow the one with the subscribers, because the one with like 10 subscribers, I don't really use that account. But the one with like 700 something, um, that's the one to follow. Can one of my mom, if you follow me on TikTok, can you drop my link? It's Real Talk Bougie underscore. You'll find me.
I send it over to my attorney because they're going to try to trace it. All these different things have to go into it, but once again, like I said, all these things cost money. It is
Girl.
very sad, and the person who's behind the channel who's doing all these things, you're the face of all of this foolishness, and because you want to make money off of somebody else's name by any means necessary, all money is not good money. And people are probably wondering, like, why are they still doing this stuff to you, Keisha? Like, what is going on? Like, your life is so regular. Like, what is it about you? So let me tell you, there's two things that come to the top of my head as to like why there's so many. No, three things that come to the top of my head. The first thing is, to the top of my head, is that me and Jeremy are engaged.
Who cares that her and Jeremy are engaged?
I know several people.
There might be someone who has that type of time, but I mean, I don't know.
Messages like, oh my gosh, she faked her own proposal. Like, because I believe it's this person, because they text me every time they feel like texting me on my business phone to try to make me feel bad about myself or something. And they text me.
So she has a crazy person who's been texting her. This has been going on for a long time. Who has this type of time? The person who's doing it. You know what I'm saying? According to her. Okay. According to her, there is someone out there. Girl.
Me, and they were like, I know you paid for your own engagement ring and this, that, and the third. And then people make videos like, he doesn't really want to marry her, all these different things. I don't go and play into all those different things because, you know, let's just hypothetically say Jeremy didn't want to marry me. Let's just hypothetically say I bought my ring, he didn't want to marry me. Like, why?
I'm just wondering. This is giving, I just got my period, but
would you feel the need to hate somebody because of it? If you want to laugh at me, that's one thing. Hate me and want to bully me and do this, they're probably watching this like, oh my gosh, here's Keisha again. Woe is me. Like, she's such a victim. She's such a liar. I did not lie. When I said that I had to pay $5,000 because of a troll, it was not a lie, because inevitably it was.
Girl, we know it's the shit. That girl, that was the shit. We know. Girl, yes. Okay, yes. That was
reaching out to report me. If they never reported me, I would never have to have them reaching out to me and had to go through all this stuff and decide to just settle because I didn't want to deal with it. Once I got engaged, Jeremy was like, hey, let's just settle this because, like, let's just be peaceful and happy into our engagement. We got other stuff. We're trying to pay off all of our debt and we don't want to be worried about this, that, and the third. So that's exactly what happened. I was happy about it. I can't say, well, damn, I should have not said this and I should have not said that. No, some people should just mind their business. Now, my attorney also told me that the person potentially lives in Georgia. So I have my Georgia attorney going to the courthouse to figure out who went to the courthouse, because one of the cases, which is this case that I'm talking to you guys about now, is not, there's a certain way to retrieve the record. And she believes, because I have two attorneys, the female believes that they would have had to go inside the courtroom. I'm waiting for the male attorney to verify. And just in case anybody, because like I said, just in case, there's no way to show this without, y'all know I'm talking to the attorneys. There's no way to show it without all the other people calling me and texting me that don't got saved, showing on everybody else's number to be out here right now. This is exactly why I didn't go live. But anyways, yes. So I've been talking to both of them just to see who could help me out the quickest and the fastest. So like I said, one of them thinks that person has to be in Georgia because the only way to have gotten the records. Someone else verified that the YouTube channel in question has admitted in the past that they paid people to go through my actual trash at my home to see if they could find some dirt on.
Girl. Now that's crazy. She said what?
Quickest and the fastest. So like I said, one of them thinks that person has to be in Georgia because the only way to have gotten the records. Someone else verified that the YouTube channel in question has admitted in the past that they paid people to go through my actual trash at my home to see if they could find some dirt on me. And this was back in 2022. So I've been getting.
Girl. This is when I clocked out. This is when I was just like, okay, I've seen enough. This is on some fuckery on a level, on a whole another level of what? Okay.
Messages about this channel and this person since 2022. So I sent all those messages and everything over.
Who? How are people? Can you just tell me how is someone outside in someone's trash? I would like to know. how people, a man who doesn't go to work, a lady who's always at the house, and someone who's always looking out a window or looking on a camera can't see if somebody is outside in your trash can. Can you make that make sense? Girl.
YouTube as well as, and then there was videos that they were sent to me. I never watched the videos. I did send the videos over to my attorney. Now, when I was dealing with the other person that got removed, it was too much money. I ain't gonna lie. My attorney was like, it's gonna cost you a lot of money for me to sit here and watch all these videos and figure out every illegal thing this person did. So I had to deal with it. While I was dealing with postpartum, I had to watch the videos. Some of them I sent to my friends, but barely any. Probably one I sent, like, it was me. So I had to watch all the videos and timestamp what was said, what was done, blah, blah, blah. This particular person, I've had people tell me generalized synopsises or things like that. I haven't watched anything, and I did decide to pay my attorney because right now I am just so overwhelmed with all of this. I have too much to deal with. I just don't have the capacity to deal with it. So I pay her to watch a few of the videos. I sent her the links so she can figure out what criminal activities been done, been said, blah blah blah, and she's gonna handle that. Why I'm telling you guys about this is because if you guys know, and I still feel like I have more stuff to share about this individual because we know about why one of our attorneys thinking somebody in Georgia because they said the document can't be you can't pull the document online. You have to go in the courts and pull and show your ID. So my attorney is going to the courts to see who's pulled records on that specific file, and then we can be a little bit closer because you have to show your ID. Hopefully they did have to go in person, but my other attorney saying there may have been a potential.
The day I see someone outside the front of my house in my trash bins is the day that Lambo gets loose from out the garage. And baby, it's on some attacker. Okay? It's on some, ooh, my bad. Can I help you? Why are you in my trash can? Because this little 60 pounds of steel is going to make you think again about coming on this block. Okay? Don't do that. Girl.
Way to get it online. They're going to figure all those things out. But my female attorney was like, you need to tell your audience what the fuck is going on. So if they do see something that is tangible things to take back to the attorney, so you're not paying for us to do all this work for you, then that could be we could get through this much speedier. And I definitely think that somebody out there knows something. Even if it wasn't the person who's making all these videos, that person may have had someone messaging them like, hey, here's Keisha's documents, or here's Keisha's this.
Girl, everybody doesn't engage in dirty work like you. Okay. Some people actually just make videos. You know what I'm saying? Some people just are giving their mind. They're just giving their opinion about a fucking video. Everybody is not out here doing dirty work on the internet. But if you are a dirty worker, then of course you're going to think that everybody does dirty work. Unfortunately, I think people have become painfully aware about the dirty work that takes place on the internet. Girl, just because people have something to say does not mean that they have any desire, time, nor thought in the foolishness that you say you have going on. That's some craziness.
Pictures of my minor child, and let me also say this. Oh, because I was telling you guys about why they're all mad. They're mad about the engagement, or this person is mad about the engagement because they took it up a notch. Like I started getting more calls and more threats and more this and more that. They were mad when I switched and got to Watson Realty Co. because of whatever reason. I guess they're just like she's pretty.
So they're mad because she's engaged to Jeremy. She's mad because she's at a certain real estate agent.
All those different things. They're mad because Jeremy is co-parenting with Ashley. And
they're mad because Jeremy is co-parenting with Ashley. Next.
They feel like because also they're sending these same court documents to her. They're sending these same pictures to her.
Do you think Ashley cares about that? And how would someone have Ashley's address? Does people know where Ashley live?
They're threatening her. They're doing this. They're doing that. Now, me.
So they're mad she's engaged. There's mad she's at the real estate agency. They're mad because I forgot that quick. They're mad because Jeremy's co-parenting. They're mad because what?
Ashley we'll be talking to y'all soon, and I'm gonna leave that right there. But we'll be talking to y'all soon. But they're very mad about her, like get him away from us and all these different things, sending pictures, saying like telling her that Jaya has this, that, and the third. The same pictures they're sending here, sending there. They're sending pictures of her everywhere. A lot of people have sent me these pictures, and that is illegal. And there's a lot of different companies.
It's illegal. She said, what did she say?
Everywhere. A lot of people have sent me these pictures, and that is illegal. And sending there. They're sending pictures of her everywhere. A lot of people have sent me these pictures, and that is illegal. And there's a lot of
she's really weird. Okay.
Different complex things to go with that, but and I'm not going to be talking about my kid too much longer, but just know that that co-parenting that they have going on is bothering them. What else is another reason why they are? But coming on here or messaging groups that I'm in, a community, you're reaching out to the owner to say Keisha has court case. Do you know how many people have in court cases? Our president has. Like I can digress because we already know like what's there.
I can digress.
This is not Monopoly where like
girl, I would love to hear digress go into the trash can.
There are people or things that can be put into place to rectify or figure out. You can rise from the ashes as many times as God sees you fit. There is not a limit on how many times you can overcome an obstacle. Do not let anybody make you feel as though you are less than or you're not as this or that because of issues or this or like because first of all of this is legal jargon.
Daddy
Once you have an attorney in place,
that's my plate.
At this point, that's exactly what I'm doing. Like it's legal jargon.
Daddy a fool. Daddy a fool.
Like I said, in that specific court case, I didn't respond. So of course, when you don't respond, there's going to be things found. But
how about when you don't pay a bill, you get a court case? How about that?
Those things, let the attorneys handle it. At this point, that's exactly what I'm doing. Like it's legal jargon. It is sometimes, like I said, in that specific court case, I didn't respond. So of course, when you don't respond, there's going to be things found. But now I'm aware of what's going on. So now I have responded. And
you look, how about when you don't pay a bill, you get a court case. And then if you don't respond to the court case, then you have a judgment. How about pay a bill and not have a judgment? How about that? But that's not my, you know what I'm saying? We're just talking about the video. We're talking about the video and the situation.
Attorney is handling it. Do you think that just because I'm a part of a community, you should be sending court records around, doxing my information, putting people in my business, doing this, doing that? That is obsessive. Also, when we first bought this house, the person has been like trying, like they just been doing stuff since even we got to this house. Because a few days after we bought this house, they sent a pizza to the house and named the pizza box. I believe they named it Ashley Pastel. I never came on here and talked about it. If y'all watched my live before my last live, if y'all were there.
They sent a pizza to the house in the name of Ashley Pastel.
Remember when there was a point in my live when I paused because somebody called my phone because I was like, who keeps calling me? And I picked up the phone and I played it off real good because y'all never knew what it was about. But let me tell y'all what it was about. Whoever the person is.
The lie detector determined that was a lie. The lie detector determined that was a lie. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
All the pizza, like ordered a pizza and sent it to the house during the live, and they wanted me to probably explode and act crazy, but I decided not to entertain it. I just said, oh, nope, I don't know what that's about. Okay, thank you so much, and then hung up and handled it. I actually contacted the pizza company after that and all this other different stuff, but they have been trying to leave a paper trail. My attorney has come back with 3 names, one of being the person who is behind the channel. We have to officially nail exactly who it is, but the person who is on the channel doing all that was the easiest one because it's like you already on here flashing and flagging and talking and this and that. So we think now we already know where they live, so they're not in Georgia, so it kind of like creates a issue for that part unless they were able to pull the records because of that. Or there was a way that they could pull it online or whatever it can be. But my attorneys are going to figure that out. If you guys know of anybody who has sent you something, who has told you something,
I'll be that too.
Docs information, who has sent you pictures of my child, anything of that effect, and you know any information that would be pertinent for me to give to my attorneys, please, 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 please do so. Oh, I forgot. One of the main reasons why people are upset, or this person is upset, they're upset about the girls' cheer fundraiser.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Their feet. They are mad. They are like so angry and bitter that I did a cheer fundraiser for the girls. And I don't understand why me doing $1 fundraiser and me giving away gifts like free beds and gazebos and all these different things for free for people to just send $1 and support my kids. creating a frenzy, like, oh, she's scamming and this and the third, and we're gonna prove it. And now they're trying to uncover all this stuff and just try to make my life a living hell. No one should have to live like that. I don't know what the issue is. Of course, like I said, I've been transparent. I work my ass off. I don't ever come on my platform, even if I needed to get some money to pay my attorneys off, the girls' cheer fees, whatever it has to be. Like, I'm going to figure out a way to do that.
Girl, it was wrapping up the video with, oh, I've got my fundraiser down in the thing. If you guys want to contribute and donate, girl.
Giving you guys a service. That's it, period. Even with the cheer fundraiser, I'm like, let me figure out a way to do this that is an incentive for people to want to give $1. And people are getting their prizes. Like, I'm in disbelief. Like, I'm so in disbelief. Like, this is a crime or a problem for me to do a cheer fundraiser. Like, they're making this such a problem. Like, they reached out to one of the cheer moms, like, hey, do you know Keisha Kaylee is doing $1 fundraiser? And she's like, good, I need to do it too. Like, she sent me the message like, girl, what the hell are these people doing? Like, did they not see we all doing a cheer fundraiser? Like, we all doing our own type of cheer fund. We're doing the ones that the gym offers, and we all got our own little things what we got going on. And these people own this business. I'm not gonna say all the businesses and occupations of the other cheer moms, but they got it going on, and they're still doing a cheer fundraiser. I'm like, why is it like it's such a taboo bad thing when Keisha does a cheer fundraiser? Like, they're mad that people are sending me $1 to support the girls' cheer fundraiser, and I'm like. And like I said, every time I come on here, I always talk to you guys and I always share. Like, I'm not putting a gun to nobody's head. I'm not forcing nobody to donate. If you don't want to donate, I'm super appreciative. But this is exactly why I said I was so stressed with the $5,000. Continuing to try to fester up all these issues and the problems. Like, if you just leave me alone, then we wouldn't have these problems. Just leave me alone. I can't say leave me alone to these people because I've said that so many times. And like I said, whoever it is watching this video right now, they're not going to take accountability. They're going to think that they're okay and they're normal, and they're not. It's very sad because like I said, now I had to take money out of my savings to pay 3 attorneys within the last 48 hours to expeditiously handle it, and I have no guaranteed idea, truthfully, if they will be able to find the exact individual outside of the person who's making the videos. I don't have no guarantee that they're going to be able to find it, and they both made that very clear. Like, Keisha, now we can't do anything or move forward. Now, YouTube is going to, they've already opened up the investigation with that channel in question and doing that, but we already know how long that can take. But all the other stuff is like, it's so many things that they've done that we can try to pinpoint with. But if you guys know anything and have any information so that I don't have to keep paying all these damn fees, I would greatly appreciate it. I would literally greatly, like I said, I just had to pay $5,000 because they're like, oh, Keisha, like, you didn't have to pay $5,000 because of you. Yes, no, I didn't have to pay $5,000 because of me. Do you know how many people? I'm not even going to say that.
So she's going to say I had to pay $5,000 because of a troll. Because of a troll reporting her. So she doesn't see, you know what? My bad, y'all. I was actually running a business that I'm not really able to run in the state of Georgia. I didn't claim any criminal responsibility, but at the end of the day, I cannot do credit repair, credit reporting, and that's why I'm not talking about it anymore. That's why everything that is said on that document is what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. And boom. She only thinks she paid because someone reported her, rather than she was doing something that was out of step with the law that with the laws of the state that sis lives in.
But anyways, that's exactly why, like I said, I couldn't go live because I know I could take it there. But it's just really sad and unfortunate, you guys. I didn't want to come on here crying. I don't need sympathy. I'm drained. So my energy is like really drained right now because I've been on the phone. I had a very important interview this morning, but I've also been on the phone. Like, one of my real estate clients, I'm like fighting for her life to get her into this property, and it's like really stressing me out because things are just going crazy with the deal, and I'm literally like working my ass off because it's a lot right now. It's a lot, and these attorneys ain't gonna work for free. It's really, really sad. So with that being said, if you want to support the Girls Cheer fundraiser, because I know whoever's watching this right now is $1 to support my daughter's cheer career or cheer endeavors or whatever you want to call it, I would definitely have that available for you guys. But right now, I need to do another marketing class. I need to do some one-on-one sessions. I need to continue to run it up because I told you guys that my goal before I got married was to pay off all my debt, to handle certain things. Mind you, we still have not even released to you guys. This will probably release next week. This whole week threw me off. My mother-in-law came over here with this pack or whatever. So now I'm about to do another marketing class. Because like I said, I'm very, very honest with you guys. The only thing I know how to do is rise from this is by working and pushing through because I have to protect my 3 kids. I have to protect my 3 kids. I need to protect myself. I need to put some things in place. I got to just continue to work. So like I said, I appreciate you guys. All the things that I'll be launching soon, just know, like, Keisha working her ass off over there. If you need to buy a house, please contact me. If you need to sell a house, please contact me. If you need to invest in a house, please contact me. If you need to buy some hair, please contact me. Please buy the marketing class. Send it to somebody who needs it. I'm doing the brand deals. You will get the $75 brand deals a part of it. I'm going to be doing a class in 3 weeks. I'm gonna put the date on the website. I'm gonna put the website in the description. I'm putting it at $30. I need this to be sold out because I gotta work my ass off right now. I gotta work my ass off, and like I said, I hate being in this predicament with all of this stress, but I can't walk outside the room when I turn the camera off and let my business, even though a lot is going on with me. Having to deal with all these calls and deal with this, I do appreciate the person who texted me and let me know, because from that I was able to get some information that I had no idea about. But outside of that, I appreciate each and every one of you guys who have sat back and watched and supported me genuinely throughout the years. I genuinely love y'all so much. I love y'all so very much. Y'all don't know how hard it is to be an influencer, especially an influencer like myself who has that shit and crazy people who are obsessed with them for no reason whatsoever, like literally obsessed. And you know, like I said, I'm resilient. I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna keep it going. Like, I gotta keep living my life. At this point, I just gotta boss up even harder, work even harder, and take care of all this stuff. And hopefully, I can come back and let y'all know we got everything handled. We got it taken care of. I'm not gonna dox nobody, leak nobody. You already know I never even doxed the person who came to my house. None of that information. Once it was handled with the courts, once I won my case, I came on here to let y'all know, and hopefully put a little red alert like, don't come to my house, because I'm gonna take this to court. But now I also gotta give it a police report for aggravated stalking. Yes, aggravated stalking at this point, because there's no fucking way. You're going into groups that I'm a part of and taking, like, it's aggravated stalking. So anyways, hopefully I can get all this handled. But in the meantime, between time, y'all gonna see me working like I never did before, because I can't take no breaks with this, and I can't just let all this stuff slide. It's really despicable and disheartening, and you know, there's just nothing I can do but continue to keep pushing. So I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Everybody who's watching this, who supports me, and anybody who has any information to give to me about any individual that they think they may know or have talked to, or potentially saw something, or somebody bragged about doing certain things. Like, I promise it's going to be confidential. I'm just going to send it to my attorney, and then let my attorney
I promise it's going to be confidential. I'm just going to send it to my attorney. Wait, let me let her finish her speech. Hold on. Let me get back the important breaking news.
My page is not about coming back on here with all this crazy foolishness. I want to continue to be an inspiration for people, to be a role model for others, and for people to just see a great chapter of my life, being engaged with my daughters, living my best life as a mother, like all the exciting things I'll be doing over the summer, just different things. Like, that's just all I want to do. Like, I'm human. Like, it's so yucky to have to deal with all of this foolishness and craziness, and people get a kick of trying to kick you while you're down. But anybody knows something, please send it my way. So that is everything, y'all. Like I said, hopefully, what y'all see that shoe over there? Yeah, that was my outside shoes. But yeah, so I gotta take Jai to practice right now. I'm gonna have to film the giveaway, the wig video when I come back from taking her, and I'll just edit this while I'm there. This is the whole hour, so I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Thank y'all so much. If y'all have anything, and keep me in your prayers. Bye.
Welcome to the Designer Debrief, where I tell you.
I swear to God, it's like whenever I watch a Keisha video, I don't know how Cassie Thorpe shows up right after, but baby, okay. Cassie. I love Cassie. Okay. This is what I think of the video we just watched. That's my we've been on here for 2 hours, but that's my reaction right there. That's my reaction. I think it's also a little bit of a money grab. It's giving. Okay. That's it. That's all. You guys wanted my reaction. Wanted to know, had I heard, baby, this was nothing for me to stop what I was enjoying my weekend with my husband of over a decade and my freshman, my rising star freshman. Okay. I was enjoying my weekend with my husband, my fabulous daughter, at my, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was minding, let me just say it like this. I was minding my business. Okay. Oh, thank you, Money Man Montana. Thank you, sir. Just a mess. Like, at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is social media, And I definitely believe in keeping social media social. If you have spent any amount of time over here, you already know. Don't go to people's houses. Don't mess around in people's trash cans. Don't come, don't go, don't bother, don't do it. Don't I don't sanction any of that shit. We just watch the videos and we talk about what's going on. That's it, that's all. Okay? That's it, that's all. Any of this other bullshit, not my problem. Won't be, hadn't been, and baby. But if you're living fuck around, find out lifestyle, baby, that's all you. I don't live fuck around, find out. No, they don't. Because of privacy policies and because of Yahoo crazy people, right? Um, if there is if there's something going on, then you'll be able to prove your innocence. But at the end of the day, like I've always said, investigate. Do what you gotta do, baby. Do what you gotta do. Okay. Anywho, we'll be back tomorrow on another topic because you already know sis is not going back and sis is not going forth. We are not going to be, I don't spend a whole lot of time responding. Once upon a time, I might have responded a time or two, but no, this was not even a response. This was not a response, diss track, nothing. This was on some reaction and commentary to a ridiculous video. And that's it. That's all. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. If you want to see what I'm doing later, I will be over. Girl, why is this on the screen? Hold on. Let me change my background, baby. If you want to know, like, I'll be over on Real Talk Bougie later. That's it. You know, you guys know where I'm gonna be. Okay. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful day. This was so much fun. And make sure, thank you for subscribing. Whoever subscribed, you're awesome. If you hit the thumbs up, you're even better than awesome. You're fabulous. And I'll see you next time I go live, post another video. I did have something very entertaining I wanted to watch today, but we had to get to this first. But we, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody is feeling very important and good. Okay. We're going to let them have it. Anywho, let's see. What outro are we going to do today? Girl, let me go back to where I was. Boom.
It seems like yours is going to be raised by you as a single mother and him. And they're going to be calling another woman stepmama at the rate you're going because you're too busy. And everybody business, and you're not paid to be in that business. I'm paid to be in people's business. You're not paid to be in people's business. Okay? You're not paid. I get paid. This is what I do. It's given that you want to be a blogger. That's why you stay heavy in the blogs. You want to control our news because secretly, deep down, that's what you want to do. You want to be a blogger. You want to be the media.